Thank you for joining us today for another episode of Real People, Real Dialogue. I'm Dr. Teresa Watts, and I'm here today with Maria Yaneza, and we're going to be discussing the controversial comments made by Miss California during the recent Miss USA pageant and whether or not those comments cost her the crown. Thank you for joining us today, Maria.
Thank you for having me.
Now, what do you think about the controversy surrounding her comments about same-sex marriage?
Well, it was actually her, not so much her beliefs, it was her response to the question if she did show grace under fire, and her reply simply was indicative of someone who is not ready to be Miss USA.
But what do you mean? What do you mean by that?
Well, the question was, should every state follow suit? Why or why not? Mm-hmm. And it was the legalization of gay marriage, same-sex marriage. And she could have stuck to the political side or the legalization that each state face in passing same-sex marriage, that it is up to the voters to decide what type of privilege they want for their state. And for Miss USA quality, she wasn't ready, clearly.
Okay, I absolutely agree with you, and I do believe that her response reflected too much of her own personal beliefs, and it should have been more reflective of a representative of the state of California, and which her response did not stay within the boundaries of ambiguity. And not only California, but USA were built off the premise of equal rights, of pursuit of happiness, and fair rights for everyone. And her response was not indicative of a nation or a state that constantly displayed those types of values.
Yes, I agree. When you become Miss USA, you move on to competing to Miss Universe, and those competitions are usually held in different countries, mm-hmm. where you have a chance to represent your country and the people in your country, and therefore you have to have a sense of diplomacy. And clearly she was lacking this type of quality for a Miss USA, mm-hmm. and hopefully she is still the runner-up. This can be a lesson learned, and she still has a chance to represent the U.S. and hopefully from this experience that she can improve.
Right, definitely. No, I would absolutely agree. She's definitely a very bright, we know she's very beautiful young woman, and she's had an opportunity right now to express her opinions in radio and in television and in print as well. So we hope that she uses this opportunity, like you said, I definitely agree, to hone her skills, her skills in tact and diplomacy, so that she can represent not only herself or her family or her church, so that she can represent everyone and demonstrate that level of maturity in her next endeavor in her life.
Exactly, and well, you know, we're wishing her luck. She's definitely the person that everyone has in mind right now, and she's still grace under fire. Mm-hmm. Hopefully she can learn from this, and that in her personal life and in her public life, and she does now have a public life. Mm-hmm. It's controversial, but you know, we respect her opinion, mm-hmm. and she was competing for Miss USA, and she is the runner-up, and hopefully she can move on. And
right, I definitely agree. Maria, thank you so much for joining us today. I really enjoyed your time, and your input was invaluable. And join us on our next episode of Real People, Real Dialogue. Thank you so much for tuning in. Remember, keep it real.